Have you ever thought about what your cat, dog, or even a horse would say if you could talk to them like a friend? It may seem like something from a sci-fi movie, but there's a chance we could soon understand animals better. Now, you might be asking, why would I even want to talk to animals? So why we should be so excited about the idea of talking to animals? Well, for starters, animals are absolutely fascinating creatures. We can gain incredible insights from them because they perceive the world in entirely unique ways, experience various emotions, possess their own distinctive cultures, and even exhibit diverse forms of intelligence. Now, the big question is, how can artificial intelligence help us realize this dream of conversing with animals? There are essentially two main avenues, and they're both incredibly intriguing. The first method involves utilizing AI to decode and understand animal sounds and behaviors. Imagine being able to decipher the meaning behind the noises and gestures that animals make. Take, for instance, the remarkable story of Coco the gorilla, who famously learned sign language and interacted with humans, expressing thoughts, feelings, cracking jokes, and even telling fibs. Coco was an extraordinary example of interspecies communication. But what if we could achieve this level of understanding with any animal without the need for sign language? Picture a device that can effortlessly translate animal sound and behaviors into human language and vice versa. This is precisely what some forward-thinking researchers are working on. One notable figure in this field is Kon Slobodchikov, a distinguished professor emeritus of biology at Northern Arizona University. For over 3 decades, he has dedicated his research to prairie dogs and made some astonishing discoveries. Slobodchikov's studies have unveiled that prairie dogs possess a highly sophisticated language system. These tiny creatures can produce distinct sound to alert others about various predators such as hawks, coyotes, or even humans. What's more, they can convey detailed information about their predators' characteristics, including their size, shape, color, and speed. Astonishingly, prairie dogs can even communicate about abstract concepts like time and space. Intriguingly, Slobodchikov has developed an AI system known as the Prairie Dog Translator. This innovative technology has the incredible capability to translate prairie dog sounds into English words. He hopes that this breakthrough can enable humans to better understand prairie dogs, ultimately preventing them from being exterminated by farmers who perceive them as the pest. The potential for such advancements in animal communication is simply mind-boggling. Now let's talk about another amazing researcher who studies how animals communicate. Her name is Denise Herzing, and she's the leader of the Wild Dolphin Project. She's been studying dolphins for a very long time, over 35 years. So what's so interesting about dolphins is that they have a really complex way of talking to each other. They make different sounds for different things like objects, actions, and other dolphins. And guess what? They don't just use sounds. They also use their bodies and special way of finding thing called echolocations to chat with each other. Denise Herzing is doing something super cool. She's using fancy technology like AI, that's like super smart computer stuff, to understand dolphin language better. She made a smart system called CHAT, which stands for Citation, Hearing, and Telemetry. She hopes that CHAT can help us talk to dolphins more naturally and learn about how clever they are. Now, there are lots of other researchers worldwide doing exciting projects like this. They're trying to understand how all sorts of animals like elephants, whales, dogs, cats, and even plants communicate with each other. But here's something even more mind-blowing. What if we could use AI to make up new animal sounds and behaviors? Imagine this. You might have seen people using apps or gadgets to copy animal sounds like bird songs or wolf howls, and real animal reacts to them. It's a fun way to hang out with animals. But what if we could do more than just copy? What if we could invent brand new sounds and actions that animals could understand? Think about it. What if we could express our feelings and thoughts to animals in a whole new way? It's a pretty amazing idea that could change how we connect with the animal world. And you know what's really fascinating? Some super dedicated folks in the world of science are actively working to turn this amazing idea into reality. Let's talk about one of these brilliant minds, David Hanson, the mastermind behind the Hanson Robotics. He's the genius responsible for creating Sophia, who happens to be one of the most human-like robots on the planet. Sophia can do some pretty amazing stuff. She can talk, show her feelings with facial expressions, and even crack a joke or two. But here's the kicker. Sophia can also communicate with animals. How does she do it? Well, David Hanson has developed a cutting-edge AI system called animatronic. This nifty technology uses deep learning to understand how animals make sounds and move their bodies. Then it cleverly teaches Sophia to do the same. What's even cooler is that Sophia can learn from her interactions with animals, thanks to something called reinforcement learning. This means she can adapt how she talks to different animals based on what works best. It's a whole new level of animal-human communication that's truly mind-blowing. Now let's explore the work of another researcher who's making strides in animal communication. Oren Kolodny is a computer science professor at Stanford University and has come up with a pretty cool AI system. He calls it the Earth Species Project. What's this project all about? Well, it's about using AI to create behaviors for virtual agents. Imagine this. Oren's AI technology helps these virtual agents act like real animals, like birds, fish, or insects. It's like they're part of a digital ecosystem. But here's the kicker. These virtual agents can learn from each other and their surroundings. They use something called generative adversarial networks to make virtual animals that look and act realistically. And they also use reinforcement learning to help these virtual creatures develop their own language and culture. Why is Oren doing all this? Well, his big goal is to understand how animals communicate and how it's evolved over time. But it's not just about that. It's just about finding innovative solutions for complex problems. And he's not alone. Many similar projects are happening worldwide. Some use AI to enhance video games, movies, or art in cool ways. So here's the scoop. AI is changing how we talk to animals, opening up lots of cool ways to understand and chat with different animals. But with these big changes, we need to think about something important. How can we use this new power the right way? How do we make sure we're nice and fair to animals when we talk to them? We're starting a whole new way of talking to animals, and it's really interesting. What do you think is the most important thing to do the right way when talking to animals? Tell us in the comments. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to see more awesome videos about AI.